guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Oh, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice.
Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Paul with Spheric Reptiles, and I brought David Bowie with me today, our Inchy Blade Clown boy, to talk about this topic of where should you buy your reptiles from. So you got a couple options. I mean, well, you got more than a couple. You could always find a rescue, which is probably the best thing if you got the time and the patience and you know a little bit more about what to look for in your animals. You got a pet store option, which I definitely, in this day and age, I can't really say pet stores are bad, but there's a lot better places where you could get a reptile, which you probably would never even see this snake at a Petco or a PetSmart. You might, but you probably won't. But so the two options that I think are the best are reptile shows and buying online. So each one of them actually ask you to do a little bit different type of research and to approach them differently. So for the past year or so, I've been aggressively doing, marketing, finding the demographics, the niches for each one of them. And, just this is what I kind of came up with in a, nutshell if you're looking to buy a reptile. And so, number one thing, you got to determine what you're looking for, and that would actually help if you're looking online more than anything else, because online gives you so many different options that you could actually reach plasticity and just say, there are too many options for me to even freaking choose, right? But for example, if you wanted an Axanthic, a VPI Axanthic Desert Ghost, right? It's a very nice snake. You got a couple of options there. So are you trying to breed an animal or are you just trying to get a pet? If you're trying to get a pet, then online you could actually end up going into a rabbit hole, but the best thing about it is that there's more variability and there's a higher price range. Now, comparing that to the store, comparing that to a reptile show, if you go to a show, you're kind of limited to what they have there on hand, but at the same time, you can bargain. The advantages that I have for a show are pretty numerous. Number one thing is you get to meet the person. It's a great outing. I mean, you get to meet tons of people that are like-minded and share your interest in the hobby, even if you don't have a reptile yet. You can go around people and before you know it, they'll kind of convince you that reptiles are pretty cool and that you can do it. At a show, you can actually say to the seller, let me hold it and tell me something about it. Or how did you get to where you produce this animal? What's it feeding? And you can ask a lot of questions and you get that one-on-one time that you would get with someone that you would not get online. I mean, that's the whole point of being online. It's like originally it was not as personal. Now it's super personal because of social media. But if you take social media out, then it's not very personable. The question and answer session that you get at a show will just outweigh anything you can get online. I mean, for one, when you ask a question online, then you have to wait on a response. Whereas at a show, you ask a question and you get an immediate feedback response from the actual vendor or the seller. That's one of the cool things about it. But also, one of the huge benefits of going to a show is that there's no shipping. There's no shipping most of the time, unless you fly to the show. And then, of course, you couldn't take your snakes on the plane, Samuel L. Jackson type thing. So that's what I found as an advantage for the show. Now, shopping online has huge benefits. I mean, you can do it in your PJs. You can do it any time of day, whenever you want. You can submit an inquiry, and within, if you choose Morph Market, then they'll let you know about how long it even takes for that seller to get back to you. You get to look at a wide variety of animals. So you get to choose the exact animal. If available, it'll be online. So you get to choose the exact animal with the color and pattern that you want. The only thing is you won't know the temperament of that animal until you actually receive it from your FedEx hub or at your door. So those are some advantages and disadvantages. One of the good things I do like about shopping online is that I can actually look at that seller's ratings in the case of Morph Market. I can look at their ratings. I can look at how many animals they've sold. I can look at how many animals they've produced. I can look at how prices have dropped, all type of things. You can pretty much figure out someone's breeding direction that they're going. So that may help you choose to go with them or not, because if you see that they produce quite a few snakes, especially of the type or a reptile of the type that you would want, then it might instill more confidence in you to actually go with them. Another huge benefit is the one-click buy. Now, you know, so what I mean by that is like, so once you submit an inquiry, whether you can buy it now, as a case in Morph Market, they have that option for some sellers with Square, or you choose to just submit an inquiry and saying, I want to buy this snake, and give me an invoice to yada, yada, yada email. I mean, that is huge, especially if you don't have any time. And, you know, most people who work don't have that much time during the week outside of the norm, unless they actually sacrifice some of that time and do something else. So, another thing about shopping online is that you can actually develop a relationship almost like you would at a show. The only difference is it's less personable, of course. But if you go to a show and it just so happens to be a win-win where that seller or that breeder is at the show, then you also can, you know, bring up something. Oh, I bought an animal from you and it's so nice to meet you. And then that actually would probably turn into a better relationship. But that's a combination of online shopping and a show, or showing online. I really would like your comments on this to let me know which one that you like best. If you like shopping at shows better, or if you like shopping online. I spend a lot of time at each one. Every time there's a reptile show in the area, I try to make it. Of course, I got friends there now, so I go out and I see them. Sometimes I buy animals, sometimes I buy merch. It just depends. Sometimes I take lunch, you know, all kind of things. But the one thing I can say, guys, is this is an extremely incredible hobby. You can meet all different types of people, the majority of which are very, very energetic and enthusiastic and knowledgeable about all of the different reptiles. And the best thing about it is you get to share your love for the reptiles with someone else. So please like, comment, and subscribe to this video if you choose. And if nothing else, guys, I hope that you enjoy your time that you have with your reptiles. I'm giving them some little exercise today for David Boyd. And enjoy the time that you have with your family. Thanks, guys.